Fitton strikes gold. Key victory prevents swamp secrets from being buried by US for Trump.com. President of Judicial Watch Tom Fitton scored another win. America's watchdog group isn't letting the swamp get away with their dirty corruption. Tom Fitton announced today that a federal court ordered the Department of Justice to preserve federal records located in the personal email accounts of fired FBI Director James Comey. Judicial Watch and the Daily Caller News Foundation, DCNF, had filed a motion asking the court to issue an order for preservation that was opposed by the Justice Department and FBI. Judicial Watch and Daily Caller News Foundation had filed a motion asking the court to issue an order for preservation that was opposed by the Justice Department and FBI. In the motion, Judicial Watch fought back, saying there is reason to be concerned that the responsive records could be lost or destroyed. Judicial Watch pointed out that in June of 2018, the DOJ Inspector General stated we identified numerous instances in which Comey used a personal email account to conduct FBI business. The Justice Department, in response to Judicial Watch's concerns, sent Comey a letter asking him to preserve records, but refused to make the letter available and opposed a preservation order. You wonder why. According to Judicial Watch, in granting the motion for a preservation order, the court ruled the court will allow the DOJ until September 28, 2018 to complete its review and release of any responsive non-exempt records to plaintiffs. That being said, the DOJ is also ordered to make rolling productions between today and September 28, 2018 at reasonable intervals of any records that are reviewed and found to be responsive and non-exempt. In order to avoid any possible issues later in this litigation, the court will grant Judicial Watch's motion. The DOJ is ordered to take all necessary and reasonable steps to ensure that any records that are potentially responsive to either of the plaintiff's FOIA requests located on former Director Comey's personal email account are preserved. Although it contends that such an order is unnecessary, the DOJ has not explained why this preservation order would prejudice defendant or cause any undue burden. The court also explained that its order did necessarily mean the court believed that Mr. Comey either had government records or that they would be lost or destroyed. The filing comes in an April 28th, 2018, Freedom of Information Act FOIA lawsuit filed after the DOJ failed to respond to Judicial Watch's May 2018 request and DCNF, Daily Caller News Foundation's February 2018 request. Judicial Watch and the Daily Caller News Foundation versus the U.S. Department of Justice. The lawsuit is seeking all records or ordered written by Comey summarizing his conversations with any of the following individuals: Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, Senator Chuck Schumer, Representative Nancy Pelosi, and Senator John McCain. All records that identify and describe all meetings between former FBI Director James Comey and President Obama. The FBI has been playing shell games with Comey's records and other records, so we're pleased the court issued this preservation order. The preservation order helps to ensure no Comey records are going to be lost or destroyed if they haven't been already. We expect the DOJ to take immediate steps to make sure the records are preserved as the court ordered, Tom Fitton said. And Tom Fitton is awesome. Drained the swamp.
Some big news. A federal court issued a preservation order today to the Justice Department and the FBI to take all necessary steps to preserve the records of James Comey. specifically any records he might have that are government records in his personal email accounts. Both Judicial Watch and the Daily Caller News Foundation are suing for some of these Comey records, and we're concerned that Comey had records in his personal email accounts that weren't being preserved. The federal government, in response to our concerns, did send a letter to Comey asking him to preserve the records, but they refused to share that letter with Judicial Watch and opposed our efforts for a preservation order. In today's ruling, the court said it is ordered to take all necessary and reasonable steps to ensure that any records that are potentially responsive to either of the plaintiff's FOIA requests located on former FBI Director Comey's personal email account are preserved. Although it contends that such an order is unnecessary, defendant has not explained why this preservation order would prejudice defendant or cause any undue burden. So this is a big order by the federal courts telling the FBI and the DOJ to take necessary steps to preserve records subject to Freedom of Information Act requests. It's been well over a year that we've been asking for these records, and we've been getting the runaround and shell games from the FBI. So we're pleased the court overrode their objections and issued this preservation order today.
Well, why is the DOJ and the FBI trying to hide the records? Oh, maybe because it's going to incriminate Comey, Obama, and the rest of the gang here, like McCain and everybody? Oh, yeah, that's very surprising. Look at all these people who are going to be implicated in those memos and emails that he made up. You know? How many people? That's why they don't want to give it up. And you think that those records aren't going to be destroyed to some degree, if not to 100% degree? You think that they want to go down? I don't think so. It's a long time. They had enough time to destroy records, you know? So they're going to give them garbage, basically. That's what I believe. That's about it. I don't believe that they're going to hand over everything. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.